Have you ever watched a movie and thought, could this actually help me learn English faster? Hi everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast Horizon. I'm Tom, and today I'm going to reveal how movies and TV shows can be your secret English teachers. Most people watch films purely for entertainment, but only a few understand how to turn them into practical tools for learning. By the end of this episode, you'll discover 5 actionable tips you can start using immediately to improve your listening, speaking, and vocabulary naturally. Are you ready to transform the way you learn English? Let's dive in. Movies are more than just fun. They reflect real life in ways that books cannot. When you watch a story unfold, you hear genuine conversations, emotions, and interactions. You'll notice how native speakers link words, ask questions, and respond naturally. This is something textbooks rarely capture because books are often formal and structured. Movies, on the other hand, show English as it's really spoken, and that makes learning more lively and memorable. Emotion plays a critical role in memory. Think of a funny scene or a moment that made you feel suspense, sadness, or excitement. You probably remember lines from it even years later. Our brains are wired to retain what triggers emotion. Is why learning English through movies can feel so effortless. You don't just memorize words, you experience them. Feel the story, remember the language. Another advantage of movies is that they teach culture. Language isn't only grammar and vocabulary, it's also how people live and communicate in real life. Watching films lets you see how people greet friends, interact with family members, or communicate with teachers, doctors, or strangers. You'll notice how people apologize, express love, surprise, or anger. These real-world examples give context to the words you learn, which is invaluable for real communication. Listening skills improve naturally when you watch movies regularly. You'll hear people speak at different speeds with varying accents, and notice how words are connected in sentences. Initially, it may feel challenging to follow, but over time, your ear becomes stronger. As listening skills grow, your speaking improves too. Vocabulary develops in a similar way. You don't need to memorize long lists of words. When you see words in context, your brain absorbs them naturally, and you remember their meaning effortlessly. So, movies are not just entertainment, they are living classrooms. Next, let's talk about selecting the right movie or series. Many learners make the mistake of picking content that is too advanced. Fast-paced dialogue, heavy accents, or complex vocabulary can quickly lead to frustration and cause you to quit. To prevent that, start with something simple and enjoyable. Animated films are ideal because characters speak clearly and slowly. Light comedies and family series are also excellent choices. When you genuinely enjoy the story, your motivation to watch and learn increases significantly. If you've already seen a film in your native language, rewatching it in English can help a lot. Because you know the story, your brain can focus entirely on language rather than trying to understand the plot. TV series can be even more effective because you get repeated exposure to the same characters, their voices, and their style of speaking. This repetition reinforces your listening and comprehension naturally, making it easier to internalize new phrases and vocabulary. Subtitles can be confusing, but they are incredibly useful if used correctly. Always use English subtitles, not subtitles in your native language. When you read and hear English simultaneously, your brain connects the sound, meaning, and spelling of words. Using your native subtitles often makes the brain lazy because you stop listening. At the start, it's perfectly fine to rely heavily on English subtitles. Over time, try to reduce your dependence on them. Listen first, then glance at the text only when necessary. Eventually, you can watch small scenes without subtitles to challenge yourself and strengthen your listening skills. Let's explore a very effective method called scene repetition. Choose a short scene, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and study it over a few days. First, watch the scene naturally, just enjoying it. Next, Watch it again with English subtitles to understand every detail. Finally, try shadowing. Speak along with the actors, imitating tone, rhythm, and emotion. Don't aim for perfection. The goal is to practice, repeat, and internalize. Doing this consistently helps your brain become familiar with natural English patterns and expressions, making your speaking more confident and fluent. Now, let's break down 5 practical tips for learners, especially A1, A2 levels, to make the most of movies. 1. Watch for the story first. Don't stop every second or worry about every word. Immerse yourself in the plot. When your brain relaxes and focuses on the story, language absorption becomes easier. Enjoyment is key. To watch again for the language. On your second viewing, pay closer attention to how people greet each other. Ask questions, express agreement or disagreement, and show emotions. This is when you actively pick up useful phrases and expressions. 3. Repeat short sentences aloud. Whenever you hear a useful phrase, pause and repeat it. Mimic the tone, speed, and rhythm of the speaker. Your mouth learns by speaking, not by memorizing silently. Over time, this improves your natural pronunciation and flow point. Keep a small notebook. Jot down short, practical expressions you can use in real life, like "Are you serious?" or "Talk soon." Don't overwhelm yourself with long lists. Focus on phrases you can immediately practice in conversations throughout your week. 5. Use short clips when busy. You don't need to watch a full movie every day. Even 3 minutes a trailer, a short scene, or a funny clip can help. Consistent small steps are more effective than occasional long sessions. Small daily practice builds listening, speaking, and comprehension steadily over time. Many learners worry about not understanding every word. Don't stress. Even native speakers miss details in films. The goal is good comprehension, not perfection. If a film feels too fast, complicated, or dark, switch to something simpler. Passive watching, where you just observe without repeating or noticing new words, slows learning. Active engagement, repeating sentences, taking notes, and shadowing makes a huge difference. Above all, enjoying the story is just as important as learning. When you feel connected to characters and the plot, your brain naturally absorbs language. Don't worry about subtitles, missing words, or perfection. Daily practice, small repetition, and active engagement will steadily improve your English. Your listening will become sharper, speaking more fluent, and your confidence will grow with every session. Thanks for joining another episode of English Podcast Horizon. I'm Tom, and I hope these tips help you learn smarter and more effectively. Keep watching, repeating, and enjoying the process. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to English Podcast Horizon. Bye for now. Learning is fun when it feels like play. Small daily steps beat occasional big leaps.